John.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome to Sanborn Student News.
This week we're doing our spring special where we'll be looking at how the snow is finally melting.
And all those snowmen you worked so hard on are just puddles in the mud.
Let it go.
Well, speaking of snow finally melting,
let's go to Brittany for our spring sports update.
Thanks, guys. The weather is definitely warming up out here, but as you can see behind me, the fields are still a bit of a soggy mess. How is this affecting spring sports? We asked around.
What is this? Oh! Yeah. I got it.
Yeah, this track season's really been set back a lot. The snow hasn't helped us at all. We've been stuck off the track. We can't even throw in the throwing circles, so I don't know what it's going to be like once we get to our first meet. I really hope we compete as well as we should be able to.
Alright, so yeah, snow's been a big pain this year. We had so much of it that we're still waiting on the courts to clear off. I think there's still like 6 inches of snow out there. You can only see a few spots. So we really are stuck in the gym here until the courts dry off, otherwise we can't play.
Well, our head of grounds, Al Perry, gives me the okay when we can go out. And basically we have to wait until the ground is firm enough that we will not destroy the grass that is there after all the snow's gone. Then the moisture in the ground freezes at night, and then when it thaws during the day, it gets like mud. So when Al Perry says we can go out, we go out.
Hang in there, spring athletes. Won't be long before you're out on the field. Now back to the studio.
I bet the Celtics don't have this problem.
I wouldn't know. I don't watch football.
Okay, anyways, I don't know if you've noticed them wandering around, those strange beings that they have started keeping in the language hallway.
Yeah, I saw one yesterday. I thought the middle school was having a field trip, but then they just didn't leave.
But wait, if the 8th graders are in there, why can't we go into the library?
Oh, Chrissy, you haven't heard? That's our Smarter Bounds.
Like the butter?
Not quite. That's the test the juniors are taking. Let's go to Colin and Audrey to learn more about the 2 forbidden zones.
Everyone has heard the rumors. Some say they've even seen one, once, from a distance. Here's what we know for sure. Heavy winter snow caused major roof damage to the 8th grade wing at Sanborn Middle School. The school district decided to move the 8th graders here to what used to be the territory of seniors. How are the 8th graders adapting to the new surroundings? It's impossible to say. The hallway is off limits. Warning signs are posted everywhere. There's even talk of a secret motion detector. Well, it's time for the truth to be told.
My decision to have the 8th graders come here, we had the issue with the roof at the middle school, and we needed a place to put the 8th grade, so I worked with the administration here. I think they actually love it up here.
The move's been good.
I think the move's pretty good.
We've got to know the high school a little better.
It's pretty good, you know, to know what the school's like when I come here next year.
The cafeteria they love.
Good things about the high school is the food.
Bad thing, To me, there's really no bad thing.
I think the students were a bit used to having the run of the place at the middle school, and now it's restricted to one hallway.
And the bad things is just being trapped in the hallway, not being able to finish up the middle school for our 8th grade experience.
Bad things about the high school. I think on some occasions we have some high school students that are interested in coming down and visiting the middle school students, so that's been a little bit difficult. But overall, the staff at the high school has been terrific.
I think that the high school staff and the students have been wonderful.
They did a pretty good job isolating them in that little wing. But
Oh, I love it. I love giving up the senior hallway for the 8th graders.
Having the 8th graders at the high school, it's great.
It's not that big of a deal for me. I kind of like it actually.
They're not going back this year. We were hoping that they would be able to get back into their building by April vacation, but we've been working with the insurance company around what exactly has to be fixed in the middle school as far as that roof goes, and the repairs are to the extent that we're not going to be able to have them done before April vacation.
As you can see, our little safari ended with a side trip to Rick's office. After hearing from the experts, it's probably just as well. Let's just let the 8th graders have some space to themselves. We can welcome them to high school herd next fall. Send it out to Audrey with the Smarter Balance report.
Hey, this is Audrey. The 8th grade wing isn't the only forbidden zone at Sanborn these days. If you've tried to check out a book or just hang out in the library lately, you've seen these signs. What is this all about? What the heck is Smarter Balanced anyways? Let's have a look.
The intention of Smarter Balance is that it's intended to be a little bit more of a robust assessment of how students are performing based on the Common Core national standards. So, whereas before NECAP was an end of learning test, so you got to grade 11 and you took this test and you kind of learned whether you were on track or not on track in terms of your learning. But the Smarter Balance, the way it works is it's supposed to determine at what level you're performing in relation to those Common Core national standards, not just whether you did or you didn't, but to really give us some sort of a basis to, a foundation upon which we can say, oh, we know what this student must concentrate on next.
It does make you think a lot deeper since you have to explain some of your answers, but that makes it a little bit more challenging since you have to know what you're talking about and know the answers for sure, and it's not multiple choice.
I think it's harder than I expected.
I didn't expect it to be so hard.
Some of the math questions don't make sense at all, because like some of it we haven't even learned. There's some math questions in there I didn't even know what they meant.
Since it's adaptive, if you answer a question beforehand, the question after it is going to get harder.
Every student sits down and takes a different test, so that's completely different than the NECAP. In the NECAP there were 3 and I believe sometimes 4 different forms of the test. Some of the tests had completely different questions, some had the same questions but maybe mixed up the order. Smarter Balance is interesting because it will give us an opportunity to compare our students' learning against all the other students in the country who are taking this same test. So it'll be interesting to see how our students fare in comparison and give us a little bit of an idea of how we're doing and what we should focus on further.
I'd recommend this test over NECAP testing.
I don't want to take another week of it.
Smarter Balance is scheduled to end on April 16th, so things should be back to normal before spring break. Back to you, studio guys.
Well, isn't that fun? Can't wait for that.
Yeah, those poor juniors. If only they had something to look forward to.
Well, they have prom.
That's true. I heard one time somebody covered a whole car in sticky notes just to ask someone to prom.
I heard that somebody rode in on a horse to ask someone to prom.
I hope ours is that fun. Here's some things about prom.
I hope everybody that goes to prom has a great time.
I hope the proposals don't get problematic.
That's all for this news segment.
I'm John.
And I'm Chris, and that was our Sanborn Student News
Spring Special. Wait.
What are we doing?
I was almost gonna burst out laughing because as soon as you started it, Chris just whispers outro.
Whispers what?
Because it says outro, he just whispers
I hope that everybody that goes to prom has a great time.
Sorry.
I hope everybody that goes to prom.
John! I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
That's going in the blooper reel.